the price action for today and also go through the algorithm, the Goldbach algorithm developing on a GBP GUSD. So you may have seen I took this trade today. So I came in quite early at the extension, but for those who have sharp eyes, there was also a Goldbach entry that you could have taken. So let me just go through that very quickly. Hide all drawings. So a key thing about Goldbach, and I had a few questions, so I put this on the Discord, but I'll give you the highlights here. Sometimes you don't know what number, what power of 3 number the Goldbach algorithm is running. Now there are general rules of thumb. However, you just got to be observant, flick through the powers of 3 and see where things start lining up. And you probably want to start taking entries when time and price come together. This is what ICT talks about. But when I say time and price, I mean time, the AMD cycle as per Hoppy's book. And when I say price, I really mean the Goldbach levels. When the Goldbach candles start respecting the levels where they should do. So if you're biased, so daily bias is important. So as we know, the DXY has been climbing for weeks and weeks, if not months. So we are bullish on the DXY as per my previous post, and we are bearish on GU and EU. So an entry you could have taken is when you saw this candle forming here in the order block level. That would have given you a pretty big hint. Sorry. That would have given you a pretty big hint that time and price is coming together, and the candles are now respecting the Goldbach levels. You see, you have the M5OB here. If we just talk about the bodies, and then we have this fair value gap. So if we take the one, why don't we take the whole gap? There we go. So you can see that this gap aligns perfectly with the GB level, and you could play with the time frame. There's some advanced stuff where we use power of 3 numbers as our time frame, which is pretty wacky, and you'll see how things line up. But let's be conservative. Let's say, look, this is the fair value gap. So what Goldbach trade could you have taken? So you could have shorted from here. So as soon as you saw the OB develop in the right place, you got your fair value gap in the right zone, you could have taken a nice conservative trade like this. Now, let's say you took it off. Let's say you took it off at the Friday low. So very similar to my trade. You would have got a nice 2.62 RR trade just purely off of Goldbach, and that is as high a probability as you can get. You got time, you got price, you got daily bias, you got ICT order blocks, fair value gaps, displacement, but then you also have Goldbach telling you, hey, these candles in the right place, time and price is coming together. So tell me, is Goldbach a thing when things like this happen? 2.6 RR, not bad at all, not bad at all. You can refine this for the advanced guys on within the Goldbach world, but this is decent, right? This is decent. That should give you some pointers on how you can start coming up with your own strategies for Goldbach. But I highly recommend you get the book, join the Discord. Within the book, you have the trading plans. Okay, so now let's go to GU. So this looks like a mess, right? This looks pretty random on the daily. But if you bring up the 243, you will see that we are playing Goldbach perfectly. So you see this bullish candle here. The daily works quite well. So we have an order block right here in the order block level. We have a fair value gap in the fair value gap level. Now, what I don't like about this price action is how quickly we fell, and we've left a lot of unfulfilled Goldbach ranges, and you really want to have some bullish candles within this. So what I would like to happen, it's not playing out an algorithm too, so there's a certain algorithm that will go back to the fair value gap and then to terminus, but it's not playing that out. It's overshot that. So I think it's going to do a variation of algorithm 1, where we'll go back to the breaker, go back to the order block, fulfill, and then tidy up some of these imbalances, and then fulfill these Goldbach ranges before we go back down. But you'll see price is fractal. So some of my trades, I'm trading a Goldbach on the M5 using the 27, and then some of them, like the DXY that I showed you the other day, that's using the 4-hour to show you how price is playing out, and that played out perfectly today. We took that Friday high that we were talking about and that weekly and monthly liquidity that I pointed out. I'm still bullish, so let's see how this candle closes. I'm assuming we'll close above equilibrium, and then we should terminate above here somewhere. Any questions, feel free to give me a shout.